Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Waylon the Indoor Farmer and this is episode 18 coming at you. Just a little mishmash of different things that I've been wanting to talk about, and as I get closer to the move to the new house, I'm trying to think ahead and trying to decide on things that might come in the future. I want to show you here something. As you can see, just this video started with showing you the basil and the mustard leaf that's looking really nice. But then at this end here, you start to see, for some reason, it starts to just look a lighter color, and it looks like it's not getting enough nutrients. I'm not quite sure. Some of it's starting to dry up, even though that's the side that the water comes in at. So it's very weird. This right here is the only lettuce that's still growing, and it's not growing very much at all. So I wonder if the nutrients level is maxed out in the whole grow system. I definitely want to get to the point where I'm growing with bigger fish, and actually edible fish would be the end goal, obviously. But the edible fish are going to be bigger, and they're going to have more nutrient providing water, we'll say. But yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of light and just not looking so great. But the other direction, as you can see in this video, you see it this way, you see how light that is, but then it just gets much greener, much fuller, much bigger, much more further along in the growth process. Maybe this stuff is older, because I was moving things around a lot when everything was sort of getting going. So next time I start a whole fresh crop or a grow, I'm gonna do it a little differently. I'm gonna start the seeds in a separate place and get them going pretty well, and then put them into the system. Yeah, just showing you how that water's pretty clean and clear. I mean, it's just a couple of algae eaters, the 3 algae eaters in there, and the water being filtered out. Oh, so what you're seeing here is me focusing in on a new baby. Yes, you see the little baby? And this is significant because it's not in the same aquarium that the baby from the last babies were born in. It's in my original 10-gallon aquarium, which is very weird and also exciting because there's 2 females in there that have looked pregnant for months. They're guppies. I think they're fancy guppies. They have more coloring and bigger, wavier tails and stuff. But I swear one of them was just eating any babies that were being made at all. And for the longest time, I just thought, well, I guess I won't worry about it, and it's just a 10-gallon, tank, and the number of fish were dying and not reproducing anything. But it's pretty exciting for me to see this baby finally coming in on that side. And actually, the baby's a heck of a hider. I can't ever find the thing. Every now and then it'll pop up and I'll see it. It's still going. That is actually a plant that a friend of mine has purchased for me, and then now I have these other 2 here. So it's getting going. But I need to back up a little bit here. We'll just back up 10. Yeah, so this in the middle, the lettuce that I've shown off, it's still growing and growing more and more buds, because they turn into flowers, and those flowers turn into seed pods or seed areas. So I haven't gotten any seeds out of it yet, but I'm interested to see what's going to happen here soon, because when I move, obviously I'm going to have to probably just chop it off and forget about it. But some of these are actually going pretty good, so I think I'll get some seeds out of it. It's an interesting little project. I didn't do anything to make that. So this is a mushroom, clearly. My son actually really likes them, and I didn't know that he did. And so I'm actually really thinking seriously about growing mushrooms. And there's a lot of different kinds and different methods on that. I haven't looked a lot into it, but I do hear that people are doing more and more of that, growing the edible mushrooms indoors and at home and stuff like that. So that's something that I'm going to plan on getting into. This is actually just a neighbor. I take my dogs on a walk, and this is one of the neighbors, which looks like she wants out now. One of my neighbors' fencing that they did, and I plan to add a fence to my new house, and I thought, man, this would be really cool. Something like this, maybe these troughs just sort of, you know, mounted on the side of the fence somehow. But that would be cool because, you know, my dogs are just going to trample any sort of vegetation or landscaping that I put around the inside of the fence, and I kind of want them to have that space anyway. So I thought, well, if I could do something like this a little higher up on the fence, away from where they would be trying to jump to or anything, that would be probably the ideal way to still have a little something growing on the inside of my yard, and actually have a lot of shade anyway, so there won't be a ton of that to worry about. Yes, baby, I'll take you out in a minute. Calm yourself down, please. So that is the end of the video this week. No, it isn't, actually. I did want to show you guys something else. So I've been talking about what I can do with this mustard leaf, and I've talked to a couple of friends and people who do a lot of cooking, and I was told to look up things like this, which is this is just Pinterest. You know, I do not have the rights to this page that you're looking at, but it's just a listing of what I searched, mustard leaf, I think, and it gave me these ideas because, so basically it's bundling the leaves together to dry them out, or to let until they're dry like this, and then you can chop them up and add them in as like not really a spice, but like an herb into your food and different recipes. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that. As it comes closer to moving day, I'm probably just going to go ahead and harvest what I have that's good, and then I'll just let that dry out over time as I get the system back up and running on the other end. I just have to worry about the fish and make sure that the water's still clean and long enough for the transfer, because the plants are the filter, you know. But anyway, I'm looking at more of this stuff and different things, and clearly some of this isn't mustard, which I don't know how Pinterest works. I just got on it for the first time to sort of look up some of this stuff, and I mean, so like this right here looks like mustard, but they're the different leafy greens, but I mean, I get the point. Dry them out, you know, chop them up, and kind of like a basil can be done like that too. So I do have basil as well, and I know that there's a lot of recipes for that. So I'm excited to try this stuff out, because, you know, if you're gonna grow food, you might as well get good at cooking it, or at least be interested in recipes and cooking and what things pair well together, and nutrients and all of that. I mean, I want to know what's it called, herbalism, excuse me. You know, the art of knowing medicinal herbs and remedies through plants and local wildlife. So it's very interesting to me, but I do appreciate the watch, you guys, and you know, I got about 3 weeks left until the move, so I mean, I'm just gonna try and come up with some things that I'm thinking about, some things to get sort of my thoughts in order and ready for this expansion that I'll have. I mean, it's gonna be a much bigger space, so to me it's a large expansion, but it's not really that big of a move, or that big of an expansion upgrade, I guess. I mean, I think it will be in a lot of ways, but my big main concern is making it large enough that I can start to become commercial, or at least make some money on it in some way, getting a contract grow or something like that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate the watch. Please don't forget to share and like and subscribe. The subscribe is free. It really helps me to get the word out and get seen by the right types of people. And I will be back next week with something else. Appreciate it. Thanks.